Hi, guys, and welcome to Keep Hope Alive. We have a great show for you. We got Veronika Wildova with us and her lovely dog. And I say it wrong already. Liana, right?
Rian, yes. Hello
Hi.
again. Nice to be here. And my dog says hi to everybody listening.
Oh, yes. Hi, Speedy. Well, she is a soul reader. She's a composer, an author. She's also learned all about her intuitive gifts. So, she's gonna teach us love and light on this show and everything. So, but before I get started, I wanted to ask you a quick question. Out of the past 15 years, how many weddings have you been to?
I think it could be around 10 weddings.
10. Yeah, okay. So the next question is going to be fun. And if you answer it wrong, that's fine. If you answer it right, that's great. So when your guests are going in for the ceremony part, usually they have to sign this one thing. What is that one thing?
I think it's a rules for safety. Like
Okay.
they will
I
not.
love that answer. It could be. So usually it's called a guest book, but yeah, they'll write their names that they came to see the wedding and everything. But I loved that. I had one other person say their life away, and I just giggled at that. I was like, oh, that's cool. But you know what? If that ceremony hall is just there and they need it for safety, that is a good thing. So but
Yeah.
one of our sponsors here, they're called lifeonrecord.com. And what they do instead of that book, they put a vintage rotary phone there. So when your guests walk in, they can pick up the phone and say, congratulations on your wedding. We are so excited for you guys. And right next to it is going to be a QR code that your guests can scan with their own mobile devices, and they can leave a message that way also before or after the wedding. So once all these voices, the gift of voice, I love it, get collected, they will burn it either on a 12-inch vinyl record, or they have this keepsake speaker, and I call it the little boom box. They put it on for you. So it's great to have and great to listen to. The plan only starts like right at $99, and you get this toll-free number also for a year. So to find out more information about them, go to www.lifeonrecord.com. All right. To get back, I can't wait for our show. I'm just so excited because, you know, people who know me a lot, I'll always say like love and light, and that's kind of what you guys are do, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna just come out and say, who is Veronika? We want to know all about you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for asking. I used to be a project manager and singer-songwriter, and then pandemic hit, and all our shows were canceled, and our office was closed. So I kept asking, what is my purpose here? Because all the outside distraction wasn't there. I was praying a lot. I not in a religious way, yeah, but it more like my personal relationship to divine forces. I feel it, and the answer was like, Veronika, you should connect people with their soul. And back then, I didn't know what it meant, what it mean, or how should I do it. So luckily, I had a lot of friends willing to try. I asked them to just sit still, and I was trying to meditate and ask this divine guidance. Okay, so I have my friend here. What should I do with their soul? And for
Yeah.
several,
Yeah.
yeah, so this is how soul reading was created. And at first, I didn't see or hear anything, but I practiced a lot. And after 2 years of practicing and listening to the guidance, I left my IT job and I started full-time soul reading and light language, and it's nice since then, and wonderful. So
Good, good. And I know a lot of people are like, okay, what is light language? Can you give us like a definition and explain that?
yeah, so when I first heard it, I thought it was some kind of BS. I thought it was some kind of new modality. But when somebody talked to me in light language, it was actually really, really pleasant feeling. My brain was like, ah, this sounds really strange, but my heart was like, yeah, that sounds very pleasant. And so light language is a frequency of pure love. And as it is, your soul and higher self understands it, and also your team of light understands it, your guardian angels and beings of light, and basically it's a language of light. And as such, we all can speak it, but majority of people doesn't know it. It sounds very strange. It's quite newly renowned. And in some religions, it's called praying in tongues, or yes, I think speaking in tongues or praying in tongues.
Speaking
So
in tongues.
actually,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it is here on this earth for all this time since ancient times. It's just hidden, and now it's being discovered again.
Well, that's
So
good. Maybe we can get really good answers, like to some of the things that are happening around our world right now. So,
yeah.
but I know that this really does work for a fact. And, I've tried meditating before and I had a vision. And unfortunately, it was a vision of somebody who got in an accident and actually
Mhm.
died, but showed me the full vision of how it happened. And it was on a beam in a warehouse at work, and his foot slipped. And all I
So
heard was, "Tell my mom it was an accident." And I was like, "Oh my goodness." And this is many years ago. And I was like, This can't be true. There's no way. Why? Why would this message come?" And I looked it up on Google, accident on a beam, and it was in like Michigan. Somebody fell
mhm.
and died. And I was like, okay, okay. Well, I'm not going to do anything because I really didn't want to call somebody. And it was just an accident. I'm in Texas and, I didn't want to do that, but it kind of scared me at first. Like, how in the world? But, when we have guardian angels, and we can be more prone to, accepting and hearing, that's a real gift. And I know people come across sometimes like, oh no, there must be like something wrong and with that person. And no, there isn't. It's a gift that we got. So has anybody ever said that to you? Because, I've had somebody go, no, there has to be something wrong with Nadine. And I'm like, I'm fine.
I mean, yeah, at the beginning, maybe some people were hesitant, especially when I started speaking light language and starting sharing my videos. It received a little bit of attention, but on the other hand, I always felt such a strong love when I was doing soul reading. I and I always do when I connect to somebody's soul. I do it through the divine love, highest truth, highest love. So when I speak about soul reading, I always share it with deepest love and compassion, and I think that people can feel it very fast. Like everybody from my Facebook and Instagram who were not in tune with that energy, they just left, and maybe Facebook just didn't show it to them anymore, and
Oh
all the other
no.
people. No, it's, I mean, just the people who weren't in the same resonance, who felt like, okay, this is not for me. They just, I think it stopped, my content stopped showing to them because I didn't receive much of hate or any judgment. It was just that suddenly people who were in alignment with that mission kept showing on my feed, and they were happy that I was sharing the videos. And I think the
Good.
spreading the message around soul reading was very, very fast in my country. So I guess that I always felt like I'm guided from above, but when I started to be successful with that, and more people kept showing up, I just felt like, okay, this is not just me imagining things. This really helps people. And I guess one of the major energies how I help people is to help them realize that they have those intuitive gifts, that it's your natural ability, that since ancient times where we were tuned into nature so we could hunt for animals and we could find the sources of water, we have those intuitive gifts which we cannot describe in words. We just feel or sense things, and sometimes we can use it for our good. Sometimes we can be
Yes.
afraid,
Yep.
and we can be destructive with it. We can, keep having fearful thoughts, but we also can tune these feelings and we can learn how to use them for our own good. Yes.
That's very correct. Spiritual gifts, I learned about many years ago, and I was like, well, I want to know what mine is. And my friend, she was very accurate. She goes, it's not your time to learn what your gift is. She goes, you'll learn it when it comes. And I think it was years after it came, and I was like, this is what she's talking about. Like, and I realized what it is. And have I used it? Yes. And of course, I'm here today using it too. So, but it's one of those things, well, hint, hint, my hands get nice and warm when it's working. And I felt that at church last Sunday, and I was like, yay, it's, it's like, but I'm here to help people, like, to be heard and listen and learn from other people, and just like you're doing too. So I that's sad that I guess Facebook just not showing the videos. That's kind of weird because it's like freedom to speak and teach. Don't take it away, Facebook. So but definitely, I mean, well, I want to kind of go in back. It stopped, you said you were a former singer and songwriter. So I bet those were spiritual gifts coming to you as well, correct? To do the
Yeah.
writing?
Yeah, I used to compose songs for women especially, and our most famous song with my band was called "Girl, You Should Get Married," and it was a funny
Oh
song
gosh.
about.
Like my eyes on that one were like, whoa. Okay.
Exactly. And it was composed from the sentences we hear from our grandmas, like before you turn
Yeah.
30, you should get married and have kids since you look still good, and it's going to get worse and stuff. So it was the songs were about getting women in better mood and feeling better about the topics we usually are fearful about. So
Yes, yes.
that was the beginning of my career, and then I reached a point when we had shows and we played at festivals, and I was meeting cool people who I really admired, but I reached a point when my inspiration stopped and I didn't know why, and the soul reading was the answer because I was searching. I didn't know why, because music was such a huge motivation for me. So I kept asking universe, okay, so I still have my creative drive. It just doesn't want to go into music anymore, not in a way I knew. So when I started speaking light language, I felt that I can download sounding frequency in a way which feels opening to people's hearts. So I
Yeah.
started singing in light language, and I can feel when I get into the divine energy with the light language that I am really in connection with audience, with people, and then I can see God in them and I can feel the divine light inside them awakening. So this is what I actually want to do. And this is when music came back to me as, hey, I'm still here, you can still compose
Yeah.
music, how it's just different kind. So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. But that'd be cool. I mean, I saw some of your YouTube videos and, hearing the different things. Gosh, it's amazing. So I know you're on YouTube. Now, you just said sing where you're from. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Czech Republic. It's better known as Czechoslovakia, as we used to be 30 years ago. And we are in the middle of Europe. we, we are not in Russia or anywhere else. It's the Central Europe, really, really small country. You can cross it in 5 hours in car. Um,
Yeah.
Maybe better known is our capital city, Prague, where beer is cheap and girls are beautiful and everybody goes partying
I
to
like
the city
that.
center.
Beer is cheap and the girls are beautiful. I love it. So that is really, really cool. I like that. What's the time over there? Because right now it's 4 o'clock in Texas in America. So are you up
Yeah.
late?
Yeah, it's 11 p.m. 11 p.m. Yeah, close
Okay.
to
Well,
midnight.
thank you. Thank you for staying up late. I could have worked
Uh,
with you on time, so
no,
but yeah,
I,
I noticed I had another person I interviewed and they were doing 11 and I was just like, okay, have a nice day. And they're like, night. So, but definitely. So, yeah, the project manager, it seems like you're just you're smart, is what I'm getting from you. You're very creative and passionate for what you go after. And you, of course, are bringing awareness out there to it. So, with your workshops you do with people, what is the baseline of that?
hmm. Yeah, so my greatest passion is always soul connection. I don't know how the better name for it. It's just I connect to the higher realm and I feel what I should say to people so they connect with themselves. They and it works individually and in groups. So sometimes it's workshop about better feeling yourself, better feeling your intuition, developing your intuitive gifts, knowing what your gifts are, and kind of bringing them to this reality and stand for them and realizing your worth and worth of your gifts for this world. And sometimes it's light language and light language coding. So light language can be used in many ways. It's also quantum healing modality. So people come to use it for expansion of their business or money or relationships. And it's always really pleasant. I love working with light language. I never never thought I would actually start teaching it. But now it just became this great passion of myself. And I just love it.
Okay. Oh, can you walk us through like what it, let me ask this better. Like when you're with somebody one-on-one,
Yeah.
you're able to feel their energy. Do you give messages at all, or is that not part of it?
Yeah, it is. I always
Okay.
ask, and I had to train for that. It wasn't like from one day
Yeah.
to another. I tune to the energy of highest love and highest truth of Creator of all that is, and I ask for guidance. That's the first step because I
Yeah.
never go there with my just with my head, just tell me how you feel. So, and then I ask my guardian angels and creator of all that is to give me answers in a highest truth and highest love. So every
Yeah.
information which I receive is the only information which creator of all that is allows me to hear. So there is never any judgment. The soul never complains, never says, I'm so disappointed with you, or your life sucks. I hate the person you are. It's no matter what you feel you've done in your life or how you feel about yourself, your soul is always very compassionate. Sometimes we talk about the childhood, sometimes about past lives, about family lines, sometimes about soul purpose. Recently, in past 2 years, it was also about cosmic memories because some people have those, they don't know what to do with them, they feel crazy, and I
Yeah.
help them realize it's all part of this beautiful universe we bring with us. So even even memories from
Yeah.
other planets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Now you said something, I learned this from another guest I was interviewing that, I never really, I was the one to believe, oh, there's no past life. And then my friend, she goes, I think I was a nurse in my past life. And so I'm hearing it from different people, but I'm starting to really feel that that could be a real true thing. So, I mean, but if you're getting messages, as I heard, yeah. So, it's great to know there is a chance that we may come back,
Mhm.
and this is, everything is a learning lesson still. So I remember us going to bed the other night and I go, well, that's true. Why do I have to be so not healthy in this one? Can we make me
Mm.
feel better? So
Yeah.
enjoy the rest of the years that I got. So, but definitely that is really cool. Now, you said that you have a YouTube channel. Where can people go to find that YouTube channel?
Yeah, I think the easiest way is to put in Veronika Soul Reader because my surname is really hard to remember.
Okay.
So, um,
Okay.
uh, yeah, that's it. I have light language songs there. I have a playlist with videos in English talking about how soul connection works, how you can do it at your own home, and um,
Yes.
if you like it, I mean, if you like the light language, I will be happy if it helps you to open your heart and hear some more of your beautiful energy. So yes.
Yeah, definitely. It's like taking that. I love that. I love that. I needed you before I started the podcast. So, yeah, definitely. I'm so happy to have you here. Now, at a younger age, did you just kind of know this was a gift also when you were a young girl?
Well, I must admit that I had quite challenging childhood and also a lot of anxiety and depression when I was growing up. So I didn't know it was a gift, but I had to use a lot of self-healing to get to the stage when I felt like, okay, my heart is healed, my mind is healed, I can go on with my life and everything's cool. So when I started receiving intuitive messages, it went through all the healing I've done in my
Yeah.
past. So I never thought I would become the spiritual person myself. It was always more like my hobby. But when I when I felt in my heart that I can see past lives or soul purpose, I didn't doubt it because I had to use this awareness to heal myself for so many times in my life that it just felt like natural step in my
Yeah.
life journey. So that's
So, yeah, you just said something very interesting to heal yourself. Would you have any advice for our listeners? Like, if they wanted to ever try healing themselves too? Like, I talk a lot about self-love. I tell people, doing the journaling, you learn a lot about yourself. Meditation, of course. I,
yeah.
I've never said yoga, but I think yoga you would learn about yourself too. And being in nature, taking those walks. The brain just goes a mile a minute to help everybody learn, correct? So, if somebody came to you and said, yeah, what steps do I need to take to try to heal myself? What would you tell them?
Well, I have such a respect for everybody's unique journey, and
Yeah.
people have different keys to their heart. Some people love words, and some people love movement, and some people love colors. Um, what I've When I was healing myself from depression, I had to deliberately go into the worst feeling I was feeling and go straight through it and go to my childhood and love this part of me who was suffering back then and forgive my parents and myself for everything I experienced. And this is one of the ways you can do it. You definitely will need to find a way which unlocks your heart, and only you can do it. I mean, each
Yeah.
of you. And
Mm-hmm.
this path can be really different from everybody else's, and you need to be in respect for that, because your heart needs to hear different words. Um, yeah. So, but in a simpler on a simpler note, colors for me are the best healing and manifestation tool, and you can use it anytime, and it doesn't cost you anything apart from color pencils. uh,
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
so what I love to do is to draw a picture, for example, of my heart when I felt heartbroken. I draw my heart in a beautiful way, like full of flowers and full of little hearts, or as a kingdom. And the same went with my stomach when I felt like I don't like my body. I draw my stomach in a really beautiful way. I used a lot of colors, and there is science behind it. It's not just like
Yeah.
and it actually
Yeah.
helps to clear the subconscious level of your relationship with yourself and with your body. And you don't need to know the story behind it. You just use colors, and the experiencing part of your brain is like, yes, colors, I love it. So you draw your stomach in a nice way. Okay, let's love your stomach. And it just gives your subconscious mind really different orders.
Yeah.
It helped me a little bit more than affirmations, I must say. I keep drawing myself and parts of my life with this loving intention. It helped me improve the way I see myself in a really big way.
So drawing yourself, I mean, they have the mandala books or something you can color too. I was coloring different things
Mhm.
and putting on like Enya or Robert Miles or even Enigma to listen to it, to kind of breathe and enjoy my time. But it made me feel so at peace. I love that. And sorry, I have my water. It's so hidden in the green screen, but yeah. Um, so definitely like when you're doing activities to help yourself get to that spiritual point, right? Down to your body. I'm going to say it like that and know in your heart. I mean, the colors. Yeah. You probably went back and just looked at your picture and said, you know what? This is good. I remember this, and this was the takeaway. And I think with anybody doing that, that would be great. When you were saying that, I put my mind there going, okay, I was overweight back in the day, then I went skinny, and now I'm going a little bit the other way. What would I draw my stomach like today? Would I be fair to myself? That's another thing I was thinking of. But, once you put it down on paper, that's it for you, right? You can set your goals and say, hashtag goals 2024, go like that. But,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
talking about books, you wrote a book, right?
I am writing a book, but the chapters are being published here in my country. Well, always when I
Okay.
finish chapter, it's being published online. So people already read it and they can comment it live. They can be like,
That's
oh, I
cool.
like this kind of story, or I don't like this kind of story. So I love it because it keeps my motivation going with writing. Um,
That is cool. I don't think they do that here, but I don't know. I'm an author, but that's cool they do it over there because, yeah, that does give you the motivation and everything. So that's good. So,
yeah.
how many chapters are going to be in your book?
I think there'll be like around 30. I am already on 21st, and it's a book about a soul who is planning her next incarnation on the earth, and she's remembering all the past previous lifetimes, and also she has a broken heart from one of her past lives. So she's planning really carefully what her next life will be on the earth, so she can really heal and explore and experience, and people just enjoy enjoy the story. So I myself don't know what will be the end, I must admit, because I'm downloading it from the above. um
Yeah. I was like, do we really remember? Like, if I had a past life coming into here, I think it's a new soul, right? But our
Yeah.
next one, would we ever feel like this person before? Or I think it's pretty new, right?
I think so, and there are many points of view on that. I don't feel like we know universal truth for that. I believe sometimes it's true that you can remember your past life and entirely feel as the person who you were before, but it's only because you are trying to solve something in this moment now, and you can use past life as a story to help you integrate the capacity or the gift, or you can use any other method which is close to your heart. You can use also dancing, and you can. The thing is that this energy comes to you for reason.
Yeah.
And when I was healing myself from relationship anxiety, I used past life regression as helping tool for me to understand why do I feel such a fear when I'm going on a date. Why do I feel like the person is going to die and I'm going to die and everybody is going to die? So
Uh-oh.
um, I know it sounds really strange, but some people would call it fear of commitment. But I knew it wasn't just that, because I was really afraid that the other person is going to die, and
Oh
that's why it
no.
was so strange.
But
um,
then you write a song about marriage.
yeah,
So
and it's
did you ever find your love?
yeah, I mean, when I started doing soul reading, it actually helped me to find my love too, because
Hmm.
I committed to all parts of me that I told myself, okay, I'm going to a next relationship only fully loving myself. And when I accepted that, I met a person who was meeting me on the same level, like loving me for the
Yeah.
way I am, and I was loving him for the way he is. So.
Yes, that's a good feeling. I'm kind of like right now in that boat. Like I love it. I love the feeling. It's like the universe is like, yay, they finally met. Boom. So I'm just, I take it day by day, but I enjoy it day by day. I'm just like the little schoolgirl being all giddy and puppy love like stuff. But, I had to find myself, my true self before any of this. But when I did find it, the other dates didn't work out. So that's my fear. What did I do or what happened? I don't think it was anything I really did. What happened in each of these past ones that did not work? And
Mhm.
what would I want changed? So I remember after the last one, I was like, we're starting a new year. I was like, I'm willing to try if you try. That's what I was like. That's my prayer to God. It's like, we got to try together to see what we get and everything. But yeah, so at this day and time, I'm happy. So,
So you feel like you met the person you feel compatible with on a like
yes,
that's
yes.
beautiful.
It feels like a weight has been lifted. And even like my wall that I have built up so strong, like nobody's breaking this down. Nobody. I've just had to learn to be myself a little bit more. And before I met him, I was on a date that was a dance date, and I was like, I felt so uptight, like worried about everything. So it was a learning lesson, and it was a lesson that I had to do the next day into like, why was I feeling this? Why? And it's trust. That's what it
Mhm.
came down to. Can I trust somebody? Because I know what I would put forward into a relationship, but I don't know if they're willing to do the same. And that's where communication comes to be so important when you're talking to somebody. But yeah, I met somebody on the same level, makes me smile and makes me laugh. And one thing I love doing is singing, and he's a singer and plays the
Oh,
piano. And it was so magical. One of our dates, he sang to me. He was like, "Come here," and he was dancing, holding me, but singing to me in front of all these people. And I was just like, okay, he won some brownie points there. But I was just like enjoying, that was the difference. I enjoyed the moment. I sucked in all the emotions I was feeling, and my heart was just like, doo doo, doo doo.
oh,
So,
that's so
yeah.
beautiful.
So I hope it continues to be that way. I know it probably will because he was talking about Valentine's Day already with me today. So I was
Oh.
like, yeah, I like this guy. And I'm such an event planner, and I don't feel like I'm in charge anymore. He can be in charge. We have that same mindset and everything. So I think
Mm.
it puts a glow on me, makes me go stronger for the things I want and everything. And today I lost my job. That was another thing. I lost my job. They eliminated the position, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was going to take one job, but it was kind of iffy whether I was going to take it or not. Something I had to listen to my gut. No, I just kept saying no. And I was like, go with the gut. We learned over the years, go with the gut. There's got to be a reason why. So, but then on top of that, I was like, my mom made a comment to me, well, you need to find a full-time job. And then it was funny. I saw the time at 2:22, and I'm a numbers girl, and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And I was pulling it up, and it said something, go with your passion in life, even if it's job is said. And I was like, well, I've been feeling that for the past, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And I'm going to take it as a sign. This podcast is doing wonders for people, and
Mm.
I'm so happy and blessed about that. But, it's like the universe keeps telling me, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then the other side of me is, they're coming to take your car. So I was just like,
Yeah.
okay, universe, how can I win my car back? So it's just those things. And once again, they're learning lessons. So
Mm. Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Now, with your dogs are so intuitive also, and I love it. And, for health reasons, I've talked about this before. I had epilepsy, and my dog was able to sense what was going on when I had a seizure and just was by my side. I don't know why, but she was licking my eyes nonstop. Like, she's not a trained safety dog, but it got me out of my seizure. And she was
Mhm.
right there. And I was like, Abby, you deserve like a safety gold medal dog award, which I can't get. And I'm not going to put you full training because you're getting a little bit older. But I go, pretend you have like 5 trophies from mom. So, but yeah, definitely. And picking up on everybody else and stuff. I want to talk one more thing with you, and it's future. Where do you see your gift and your abilities, and you're working this with people in the future, like 5 years from now?
So, what would be really wonderful is to be able to sing light language songs to people and teach them light language. Just share the light codes. I still love it so much, um, and especially when I see that people, it really makes people happy in a way I never thought. So yeah, I want to see more happy people, and I want to see more people coming to their soul journey and realizing what gifts they bring to this world. And I want to see more leaders in
More
the world.
leaders.
Yeah, just people who
That's
are
awesome.
sharing
Yeah,
as
guys.
you do.
Yeah, I'm going to talk right now to everybody listening to this podcast because it's real. I'm just like, this is true, honest to God stuff. But, I want to learn from you. I definitely do. So I'm going to follow up with you. And know I just started no, 2 days ago, I was on there looking at your stuff on YouTube, and I was like, wow, I got to go back and I want to see these other things because it was intriguing to me, everything that you did. And I love it. And I'll be sharing that YouTube link on to the Facebook and everything just so
Oh,
people can see it and everything. But yeah, if you guys want to learn more from her, you can always call the phone number that Life on Record gave us at 833-78-HOPE and leave us a message. And anything left for Veronika, I will send it to her. And I promise I'll make sure we'll get back on another podcast and answer those questions. So I feel like I did cover everything with you. Was there anything I was missing?
oh, no, I think it was really beautiful. I would have more questions about you and how it works in Texas. Like, what is the weather there?
Oh, you
How?
want to? Oh, I'll tell you. I will tell you definitely because Texas, it's bipolar,
Okay.
meaning it's like changing. I think it's said. I mean, we dropped down to like 11 degrees the other
Okay.
day, and the high was like 20. But we're gonna be like 65 in a couple days, and it's like, hey, I think we're getting snow and ice, and then it doesn't happen, and then we warm up, and it's just no wonder everybody's coughing and sneezing. But
Yeah.
the reason I stay in Texas, now this is funny for Texas people because I gotta just say this. Um, if it did snow here and it was like one snowflake coming down, everybody goes to the grocery store. Toilet paper, paper towels, bread, soup, maybe logs. I mean, everything is gone. It's like, okay, well, I was telling my mom, maybe we should start getting extras before that panic happens, just in case. So,
So,
but yeah, the weather is different here. I grew up 6 years of my life in New Jersey, and I remember the blizzards, and I remember my best friend coming to the door, can Dee come out and play? And my mom's like telling her, it's a blizzard. Your mom let you out. But still playing is playing. It's snowing, yeah. But build a fort, build a snowman, be one with nature. I love nature so much. And I went back to visit New Jersey when I was 16. And I remember as I was meeting a friend, and I had to be when he got off his shift at work, he met with me. And I was just like, even though I walked from my friend's house to his. It was like 10 houses down or something. I was like, remember playing outside. There was woods across the street. Just enjoy the sounds and nature, just the smell of the grass. And a bat flew over me and pooped all over my white sweater. I was like, really?
it was poop
So
of
that's one of my
happiness.
memories from Jersey is bat poop. I was like, so much for the nature there and the animals. But yeah, it was just nasty. I was like,
Unique experience, beautiful
yeah,
and unique experience. Well, I lived in Rhode Island for almost 6 months, several
okay,
years ago, and I
yeah,
really love the nature. I think I know it's far away from, from Texas. I know, I realize that,
yeah,
but for me, it was as far as I could get to United States, and I really love the nature. It's a waste, like it's so big.
yes,
Everywhere you need so many hours to get from one side of a country to the other. I really admired, and also the way people can enjoy it over there when they some people don't enjoy it at all, but when
yeah,
people enjoy it, they enjoy it hard.
yes.
That I think with nature has to offer. So yes, it's
I
just
love it. And for me, I'm a photographer. I've been doing it over 20 years. And something about landscapes. And now drones came out. I just don't want to get a license. And then I was thinking of me trying to do a remote control car, and I kept crashing it. I go, yeah, I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars and crash my drone, with a camera on it. There's no way. But one of my goals, my feelings, my energy is like, hurry up, take your camera, get to the Grand Canyon, stay there for morning pictures, stay for the sunset pictures. And I was like, yeah, I want to do it. So I bought a piggy bank. It's called Adventure Fun. And I was like, okay. My son was like, why did we get this, Mom? And I was like, well, we're gonna save and we're gonna go out to Utah and we're gonna do this. And he's like, okay, you have any money? And I go, no. And then I found 2 nickels. I go, we got 10 cents. And I put it in there. It's a start. But
There you go. It's
yeah, it's a start.
also
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, but I want to thank you so much for coming out and talking to us and,
thank
sharing
you.
your gift and everything, because that is wonderful. And like I said, your YouTube feels like a website already, which is really cool. So you learn so much more about you on there and stuff. So, we will get that posted. And I quickly want to thank our other sponsors that are here on Keep Hope Alive, because all energies are definitely welcomed here. We
Yes.
talked about lifeonrecord.com. They are your interactive guest books. So thank you. And then we have Ogden Ventures LLC. Marquise Ogden runs it, and that website is marquiseogden.com. And I forgot the wwws, but he is a retired NFL player for many teams. And then he is a keynote speaker and best-selling author right now, and has his own podcast and doing special like speaking engagements and everything. So he came aboard, and we have a new one. We are getting started, but I'm just gonna say it. It is Snap Bands. And their website is www.snapbands.com. Now there's 2 P's, so let's spell this out. SNAPPBANDZ.com. So you've probably seen it on Facebook. I love their marketing campaign, but it helps reduce anxiety. It helps with cognitive, I can't even say that word, cognitive it's behavior and everything, but they're cute. And I am opening mine today. I'll show on the next one, but visit them. It has a whole science behind it to help that. And I love that. And they're working with a charity there too for brain and what goes on in our brain. So I love that. Our next one is Bridal Shows Inc.com. They do bridal trade shows, have about 5 out of the year. Her next one is in Dallas, Texas at the end of January. So if you're planning any events or want to meet the vendors, go check them out. Our next one is Miles of Smiles Events. Deborah Rose, her background is she's an investigator, which is really cool. Now, Deborah, she has a great personality too, and I'm not paid to say this. She will just tell you right to the point. You know, her readings are amazing. So she does handwriting analysis and lipstick readings, and I've seen her in action at events. I don't even want to leave to go to the other side of the event. Watching her do this is amazing. So please check out her website. And I believe she does travel. So our next one is Bryce Harney, www.brycemagic.com. He has been seen on TV. He does corporate and church events and weddings, whatever, but he is a magician and mind mentalist and good at his trade. I love it. You got to see him in action. Our next one is richmondpunch.net. He graduated from the Juilliard. He's a violinist. He's been in the Dallas-Fort Worth area forever. He does travel. He moved to Atlanta, but we just found out they're coming back home. So definitely had two slots on Lifetime shows for violin, and he did, I think it was a funeral with over 1 million people in view. He got to play for that. So check out his website. And then our last one is TK Hair Salon in Plano, Texas. But it's tkhairsalon.com if you're a man, woman, children wanting to get a haircut, get your hair colored. They will do pretty updos, as I'm pretending, and curl your hair for special events, facial, everything. Check them out also. And I'm going to get a drink of water because that was a lot to say. Hmm. But other than that, wherever you guys find your podcast, you'll be able to find us. Our website is www.keephopealivepodcast.com. And I want to thank you again, Veronika, for coming on here and tell all the fans out there, love and light. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
next time. Oh,
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you. Bye.
you're welcome.